The pregnant woman they refused to serve until they learned the truth. The rain was cold that night. Not the gentle kind that kisses your skin, but the kind that sinks into your bones and makes you wish for warmth. I was 8 months pregnant. My feet ached. My coat was soaked through. All I wanted was a warm meal before I went home. Nothing fancy, just food. I pushed open the glass door of the restaurant. The smell of fresh bread and roasted chicken hit me like a wave. My stomach growled. But before I could take another step, I felt at the stairs. From the hostess stand to the far tables, people looked at me as if I didn't belong. A young waiter with slicked back hair approached. "Sorry, ma'am. We're full tonight." I glanced past him. Half the tables were empty. "Full?" I asked quietly. I just need a small table. I can pay." He didn't even meet my eyes. His gaze lingered on my skin, my wet clothes, my worn shoes. Then he gave me a smile that wasn't a smile at all. "We don't serve people like you here." The words hit harder than the rain outside. My cheeks burned. My throat tightened. I could feel the entire room watching. Some looked away. Others smirked. And I just stood there, my hands on my belly, wondering how people could be so cruel. I swallowed hard. "I understand," I whispered, and turned toward the door. The rain hit my face as I stepped outside. I walked slowly, one hand cradling my unborn child. But inside me, something else burned a fire I hadn't felt in years. Because they didn't know. They didn't know that the building they worked in was mine. 4 years earlier, I had walked into that same restaurant for the first time. I wasn't rich back then. I was a struggling single woman with nothing but a dream and a small inheritance from my grandmother. The restaurant had been failing. The owner was desperate to sell. Everyone told me it was a bad idea, but something in me saw potential. I bought it, not to flaunt power, not to make people fear me, but to give the community a warm, welcoming place where everyone could feel at home. I hired a manager to run it, told him I wanted kindness above all else. I never put my name on the door. I preferred to be invisible, to watch from a distance. Back to the present. That night, as I stood in the rain after being turned away, I realized my invisibility had a cost. The people I trusted to run this place had turned it into something. I never wanted a place where kindness had been replaced with judgment. The next morning, I didn't arrive in worn shoes and a soaked coat. I arrived in a black car, stepping out in a tailored dress. My hair pulled back, a folder in my hand. 2 lawyers walked beside me. When I pushed open the door, the same waiter from last night froze mid-step. The hostess's smile faltered. I walked straight to the center of the room. "Can I have everyone's attention?" Conversations died down. Forks clinked against plates. "I am the owner of this restaurant," I began, my voice steady. Gasps rippled through the room. "And last night, I came here for a meal. I was turned away, not because there were no tables, but because of the way I looked, because of who I am." The waiter's face turned pale. The manager appeared from the kitchen, confusion on his face. I held up the folder. "These are the ownership papers. This is my signature. And today, I am making changes." I turned to the waiter. "You're fired." To the manager. "You're fired." The room was silent. I walked to an empty table, the same one I had begged for the night before. I sat down, rested my hand on my belly, and ordered a warm bowl of soup. The new staff scrambled to serve me. As I ate, I looked around and spoke so everyone could hear. Never judge someone by the way they look, the clothes they wear, or the color of their skin. You never know whose table you're standing in front of, and whose life you might be hurting. When I finished my meal, I left a note on the table for the new staff. This restaurant was built for kindness. Let's bring it back. And as I stepped into the rain again, I smiled not because I had shown my power, but because maybe, just maybe, the next pregnant woman who walked through those doors would be welcomed with warmth instead of shame.